not to be a conspiracy nut, but your, public performance over the past 5.5 years has, been run counter to the aims of the CIA, I would say. I mean, it has.
Mm-hmm.
And so to tell people that you yourself are working for the CIA secretly is a way to discredit you.
Yeah.
But if I were the CIA, I would be encouraging, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point.
I mean, I'm very hostile to the CIA. I've said that many, many times. It doesn't stop people from claiming that I secretly work there.
Yeah.
So, and I've always thought that maybe that was,
I mean, I've challenged people too, because I think about it. I mean, it would be impossible. They might have somebody, an operative, do a 5-hour interview, and they might say, hey, this is all we need you to get in that interview. It's this one fucking sentence. And so the whole other 5 hours could be complete bullshit, except for the one little thing that they want injected into that interview to create some type of a narrative. And I'm always trying to look out for that, but it would be impossible. It would be impossible to figure out what exactly that is if that operative is good. And they'll do other things like, they may do other things like, hey, we know that this happened. You're going to go to this show and you're going to talk about this. And then 2 weeks from now, that's going to come out in the media, or we'll wait until the interviewer releases that specific episode. And then 2 weeks after, we're going to release this to the press. And then they're going to say, this was said on this show by this person before it ever came out of the media. And then when it comes out in the media, because, right, everybody hates the media, but they still fucking watch it all the time, that builds credibility to the operative. You know what I mean? And then they go,
I know what you mean.
Okay, you're tracking. So
I'm watching it all around me.
So
do you feel that, have you ever had a guest where you thought,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
That this person might be acting on behalf of an intel agency?
Mm-hmm. Had a couple of them.
Any confirmation on that?
No. Gut instinct. I don't want to name a bunch of names because if they're not, I don't want to.
Of course.
But I just did a really good interview with this guy, Blaram Scoro, who was an asset. He got recruited out of prison, and then he got recruited in prison by the CIA to, right after 9/11, to make friends with all of the Muslim Brotherhood, all the terrorists that were in there. And so he built a network in there. And then when he got out of prison, and so he would report back to the agency about, like, hey, this is what this guy has done. This is what he's a part of. These are the people he talks to. Because they all trusted him, because this guy basically became like the head mullah of the prison system. And when he got out, agency gets back in touch with him and said, hey, you're going to use this network, and you're going to, your cover is going to be, you're building a Al-Qaeda cell in Macedonia. And so he would set up shop in Macedonia, and he would go into Pakistan and go into Afghanistan and Syria, Iraq, Iran, Russia, all these places. And he would meet with the head of the Haqqani network, the head of the Taliban, the head of Al-Qaeda, he didn't meet specifically with bin Laden, but he's like one step away. And
that's
so
a dangerous job.
No kidding, man. That's the real Jason Bourne shit right there.
Data hawks are collecting your information anytime you visit a website. Every time you go online, every time you create an account, you make an online purchase, your data is out there and you have no control over who sees it or what they do with it. So it's only a matter of time until somebody tries to exploit these facts that you have no privacy at all. Use your information to steal your identity and maybe bankrupt you. It happens all the time. It's happened to friends of ours, kids, and that's why we use Identity Guard. Identity Guard helps by giving you control It monitors your most sensitive information for any signs of suspicious activity. If someone's trying to steal your identity, you know right away, often before real damage can be done, before you're on the hook for the money. So if in fact your identity is stolen, the expert team will work directly with banks, credit card bureaus, other institutions to fix the problem for you, so it's not the disaster you fear it is. While they handle the cleanup, you're backed by up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, which is a huge relief. Imagine waking up and finding out that someone in a foreign country is using your name and social security number to steal money from you. It happens all the time. So the team there is available 24/7 if you ever need help. There are no bots, there are no call centers offshore. It's based in the United States. They know exactly what you need. Somebody becomes a victim of identity theft about every 6 seconds, constantly. So don't let the next one be you. Visit identityguard.com/Tucker for 30 days free, plus a special discount if you want more. Sign up before this happens to you. identityguard.com/Tucker.
And what he would do is say, hey, I'm recruiting because I'm setting up a terrorist cell in Macedonia. And then they would give him all of these weapons. They give him bombs, rocket launchers, guns, mines, and you name it. And then basically what he would do is tell him that shipment is he would take care of logistics and to get that to Macedonia. But what he would really do is get it to the agency, and then supposedly they would destroy it.
Why do you say supposedly they would destroy it?
Well, who knows? I don't know. But because I don't trust them. But so then he has an assassination attempt. CIA cuts him. He gets pissed off. He's still pissed off, rightly so. At the same time, I'm like, how do you think this works, man? I'm like, you got burned. They don't use burned assets. Like, you're irrelevant at this point. And then he started telling me about getting uranium out of Russia. And so we kind of had this discussion. And, Russia's obviously a big topic of discussion. Some people think we should be in Ukraine. Some people don't. And some people think Russia's our ally. Some people don't. And I'm kind of like, this isn't really our war. Why are we involved? But I said, well, what are they going to do with these? And he said that they wanted to get him into the U.S. and it would kill 500,000 people. And I asked him if he thought he'd done that. But it didn't really fit in the interview. It didn't fit. You know what I mean? It did not fit in the interview.
Do I know what you mean? Yes. In fact, I was just thinking that as you were speaking.
Like we're talking about all these other things.
I don't trust this for a second.
And then all of a sudden we get to Russia. And so I just called him right there on the interview. I was like, what goes through my mind? I said, when's the last time you had contact with CIA?
That was exactly what I was just thinking.
And he said January 16th or something in 2022. Like, knew the exact date and got really flustered. And I mean, I would probably be flustered too if somebody just said that and I wasn't. But I said, what goes through my head is, what if somebody contacted you knowing you were coming on this show to say that you were getting uranium to Al-Qaeda to sneak into our country to blow us up? A lot of people want to see us go to war with Russia.
Did he tell you that Iran was trying to assassinate Donald Trump too?
No.
That's my favorite.
No.
Iran is trying to assassinate Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I called him on it because it didn't fit in the interview, and it was almost like, shit, I lost my opportunity to insert this into the interview. So now I got to swing for the fence and just drop it. And it just immediately clicked in my brain. And then I got paranoid again. I'm like, Jeremy, sorry, buddy, you got to fucking switch your phone out. Like, you've been texting with this guy who knows what came in. But I mean, you never really know. It's going to be a gut instinct. And so, but I wanted to say that out loud because if they're watching, and they probably are, then they know that I know that I'm a target.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.